Hi, welcome to my channel. In this episode, we're going to continue to talk about thoughts, emotion, and about the mind. Going to go deeper on the work burnout and mental health and my recent conversation with one of my friends. Before we unpack, if you haven't checked my previous episode in this series, please do check it out. It just lays the foundation for what we're going to be talking on this episode. Make it easy for you. I've left the link in the description below. Without any further ado, let's unpack about thoughts, emotion, and mind. To start off, let's recap what we talked in last episode. We pretty much concluded the episode where the thought and emotions are interlinked, and each emotion has its own a level of impact in a negative or positive way. In an example of fear, right, it drains you more because of too many thoughts coming in throughout the day, not just during meditation. Whereas when you have a emotion of content, right, your thoughts are reduced. That's how you're able to free up your mind. As I was concluding in the last episode, if you apply the same concept to each of your thoughts, whether anything what's worrying you, bothering you, right, where you can assign an action and then move towards having an emotion which is more content, that would pretty much free up your mind. Again, the thing to keep in mind, right, it's not about once you have achieved you can stop it, right? You pretty much, if in case if somebody achieves it and then stops doing the meditation or the action what they were performing to attain being content, so what happens is after a few months you will fall back to what it was before. That's why it's a continuous process. But the key thing to keep in mind is once you have established a routine, just continue on the path to be more efficient and your mind is free to do what you want to do. So with that, right, what we want to talk in today's episode to go deeper is around the work burnout as well as mental health, how it's so important. I feel there are not many channels how they connect the meditation, right, with respect to these two topics. As a lot of organizations have started to realize, right, it's very important for people to be in a good mental health, right, to be able to perform better at the organization. Again, it's not just even organization, right, even in personal life, this pretty much lays the foundation, right, for being happy. So let's not forget about thought and emotions. Those are the two things, right, are connected even when it comes to work and the mental health. So recently I happened to meet one of my friends, a close friend of mine. I know him for the last 10 years. He's pretty much a very hard worker, very well known within his organization as well. One of the things what he brought up was, right, he feels exhausted at work. So I went a little bit deeper with him to understand like how many hours of sleep he's doing, what is his normal routine. As he was basically sharing with me, right, at a high level, he does wake up, he pretty much gets ready, get to work, right? He continues to work from like probably 6:30 and then goes right until 8 p.m. Every day, right? And that's been the continuous cycle. And with COVID in place, right, it's pretty much working from home. And over last 2-3 years, right, this has become normal across a lot of organization. So that's where I felt this episode I would like to connect on this topic. And the other aspect he did talk about, right, where during last few years he could not go meet his family back in India. And there is also during COVID time, he had lost a few people who he knew. So with all of this on his mind, right, was the cause towards, right, the mental drain. If you are still listening, I would say you probably are in similar situation or you know somebody who is in similar situation, right? And this were my few tricks or inputs which I gave it to my friend. So you could also share or you could try it out, right, to make yourself better. First of all, if you are sleeping 5-6 hours, right, make sure you can extend your sleep hours, maybe 7 hours a day, That's one. Second thing is break your monotonous routine, right? Which is like you wake up, you go to work, you eat, you sleep, right? Change that pattern. It could be even just adding 30 minutes of watching TV, or an hour spending time with your family, all right, during the weekday. And then weekend, right, try to catch up extra sleep, or do something other than work, right? So that way you are decoupling yourself from work and giving your mind a little bit rest. So just by doing that, you will be really surprised to see your body recovers, not just your mind, by just giving rest as well as doing something new, right? And with that set in, I would say then start the meditation. Refer back to techniques what I had given in my previous episodes, and then start applying to start your journey on meditation as well as the spiritual aspect of it. If you like the content, please subscribe as well as like, so that way it can reach out to the other folks, and then share it with your friends or family. Thank you.